Hello, trading is closed on May 17th, 2021. I'm certain you'll all be thrilled to know that I can once again show my disclaimer to you. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, May the 18th, 2021. Trade at your own risk. Follow the rules of my channel. If you like the videos, please click like and tell your friends to subscribe. Remember, my calls for the next trading day I think are pretty good. Further out in time we go, the less accurate they are, so trade accordingly. Look for the pattern with the early low. There it is. Tomorrow has the early high. We had the MEJT target of 4169.92 that printed to support resistance area. Here it was resistance. During the day, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal. This is actually a bit more than the minimum. We didn't have to get more, but we did. The system said this drop would retrace, said this rally here would retrace, and that's all played out. Now, I've kind of given up on DeMarc's stuff. It just fails too many times. But for those who haven't, today was bar 13 of a sequential sell signal on the daily chart. And because the last 3 bars of a combo sell don't have to obey all the rules, you could also claim that the combo sell was completed today too. When these things happen in alignment, it's supposed to be very negative, and the fact that we stopped right at this trend line under it doesn't give a lot of confidence if you're a bull. But again, this hasn't worked yet. It just is a signal. Some signals work and some don't. Well, this is the original count, and it still might be the proper count. This doesn't have to be the end of wave magenta B, but whatever this wave is, and it's not that easy to count, it sure doesn't look complete to me. And it would make a prettier picture if we have one more leg down. In addition to all the things we said over the weekend, you could view this as a cup with an upsloping handle. And once the line, the trend line of the handle breaks, there's a target, which is to undercut the cup's low, and that's well under 4,100. So until something else changes that, I mean, going over this would invalidate the pattern, but according to that rule, we should trade under this low. And often we'll go there pretty fast because that's a stilt and that's a diamond. And even though the diamond on stilts doesn't have to go to completion, it happens often, not always. If it happens again, we'll have a quick straight line drop down to here. It'll also be wave 3 of multiple degree. It's wave 3 in the red, the black, the gold, and now the blue. If there's a strong gap down at the open, we still have the crash scenario in play. But of course, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Just because you have the conditions amenable to a crash doesn't mean you're actually going to have a crash. Just be on guard if we gap down smartly and take out this low. But if we don't take this out, this is a bullish pattern because we gap down, hit lower lows, closed over all of them. So either this low falls early or we should see higher prices tomorrow, even if we don't close higher. Open's going to be important. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could gap down. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. We gap down, hit a lower low, closed over all the lows. It's a bullish pattern. Either we gap and promptly undercut today's low, or we should see higher prices tomorrow, even if we don't close higher. But if we gap and promptly undercut today's low, that keeps alive the count, which has us in the wave 3 of multiple degree, has numerous lower targets, and if the count's right, they'll all be met pretty fast. They'd erase the gains of late last week. And if, that's underlined, if we gap down smartly, we have targets to undercut all these lows, and that's enough to call it a crash, if you ask me. That gap hasn't happened yet. So tomorrow has the early high. Typically it's a bullish day. Failure is a straight line drop, and I expect it to be early on, I expect it to be clear early on which of those two things happen, and that's today's call.